when I was meditating on the energy, I was hearing Van Nuys come through. So I'm seeing over here with the Four of Pentacles and the High Priestess, there's something that you're holding on to. Now, there may be a very particular reason why you're not talking about this. Four of Pentacles and the High Priestess can be like, I don't know if it's safe to share this. I don't know if it's safe to, like, let somebody know that I know this. Like, it's kind of like keeping something to yourself and questioning, like, whether or not it's a good idea to release something. I'm seeing the Three of Cups here. This is maybe something that you would tell a friend of yours or somebody that you connect with socially, but you may not want to bring this up for some reason. For some of you, it's a coworker. Maybe you feel like it wouldn't be understood, because I'm actually seeing this group of people. I'm also hearing this plot of land be associated with the devil, which can mean that these can be people that you see and you're like, I feel like they're sort of in the matrix. I don't know if I want to let them know about this thing, you know? Like, for some of you, you have psychic abilities. It's something very special that you have here, and you're like, I don't know if this is the appropriate setting to be talking about that, to be sharing it. So I'm seeing you be in a space where you're like, I feel like I have to censor myself a bit within this situation. I'm hearing in order not to be taken under. It feels like in order to not get mixed up. It's sort of like reading the room, and this may not be an appropriate room to be disclosing the information that you have. Maybe also you feel like it could be potentially helpful, but you don't feel necessarily like these would be people that would be receptive to what it is that you have, what it is that you know, what it is that you have access to. This does really, like, Three of Cups and the Devil really does feel like people that are in the matrix. Yeah, you know better. You know better. Look, this would be like, I'm gonna make this gesture, but giving it would like fall into the wrong hands by you doing this. This is also knowing too that you don't need to share everything with everyone, you know? It's about using your discernment and making sure that what you're doing is appropriate for the situation, and knowing that, like, you connect with different people in different ways, and part of your emotional intelligence is about being able to know when it is going to be appropriate to disclose what, and to read those cues, and to be, like, intuitive and receptive enough to know, like, when it's appropriate to talk about certain things and when it's not. Because, like, for some people, this knowledge that you have, this information that you have, if people were open to it and receptive within this situation, it could definitely be helpful. But not everybody wants to know what you know? Like, whoever this is, or whomever these people are that are in this space, they're not open to what it is that you have to say, and that's why you have to be the Queen of Swords with this. It's like, you may want somebody, it's like this, okay? You could be like, I'm awoken, like, I want you to wake up too, you know, but that's not your job. If somebody's not open to that, it's not about, like, forcing their eyes open, you know? They're going to get to that space when they're ready for it. It is not your job to be taking on somebody's karmic journey in that way. So part of our ego is also getting over those things that we want for other people. Focus back on yourself. But it's difficult too, right? Because it's like, I think that I know the best for the people around me and all that. Like, you want to be helpful and whatnot, but it's part of the ego wanting things for people. Even if it's coming from a place of love, you know? When you're like, I wish this for you, I wish that for you, all of that stuff is still part of the ego. because your higher self knows that everything is perfect and it's unfolding exactly as it's meant to, and you do not need to be intervening in a situation where you would be going against flow in order to intervene because you have some sort of agenda, which can be a hard pill to swallow, you know? I'm seeing too, like, this information that you have could very much be turned against you. It's like you can come through and be speaking the truth. If somebody's not receptive to it, they're going to turn it around on you somehow and, like, make the situation your fault. And I'm seeing your guides be like, use your discernment within this situation. Do not just be saying anything. And you also don't want to find yourself in a situation too where you're like, I'm picking up on this, or I know this, and then you have somebody like gaslighting you or something like that, you know, where it's like making you question yourself as well. So you may not be able to be supported the way that you want to or received the way that you want to within this situation, because whoever this group of people is or whoever this person is, like, this is the lower realms that somebody or these people are connected with. Which is what it is, you know? It's not good, it's not bad, it's what is good or bad. Just somebody that's, like, functioning in, like, the lower levels of things, like, within the matrix system. So yeah, I'm seeing your guides be like, you proposing this, or you offering this, or you bringing this up would be something that your intuition is advising you against. I'm seeing the Judgment card, like, you need to use your discernment to make this choice, to make this decision. This can also be about, like, people that you've been spending time with as well. Yeah, you're going into a space where, as much as it may be going against what you want, I'm seeing you be like, I'd rather know the truth here within this situation and be in alignment with the truth and be moving in a way that's aligned with my intuition rather than my ego's agenda within this situation. So as much as you maybe wanted to give what you wanted to give within this situation, which I'm seeing you, like, even have a yellow light here. It's like you could have been going back and forth, like, do I do it? Do I not do it? Like, when is going to be the right time to release this, to let this go? I'm seeing the High Priestess be like, this isn't the situation. Like, your intuition is warning you. Your intuition is warning you. Like, do not put that over there. Do not enter this into the equation here. I'm seeing you definitely know better within a situation. Yeah. You also know, too, that this is, like, something that your ego wants as well. This is something your ego is, like, whispering in your ear, being like, don't you want it? Do it. And your intuition is like, I told you not to. So it feels very much like this internal thing that's happening here. You may also, like, want the validation from this person or from these people, you know? Like, I want to be accepted. I want to be loved. Like, I want to bring this. Like, look at what I have, you know? Validate me. But this wisdom is going to be lost on this person or this group of people. Which I think that it's also a bit reckless too, right? When you find yourself in a situation and you're like, I think that I'm pushing an agenda here. Even if that agenda is for, like, enlightenment or something like that, it's still an agenda of the ego. So even though you're coming from a place where you're like, my heart's in the right place, you know? If you're in a space where you're not reading the room, like, is it actually? Because I'm seeing your intuition be like, do not do this. Do not do this. It's not going to be a good situation. And you're going to be sabotaging to what the High Priestess is telling you. and being like, well, I want it, so I'm gonna do it anyway, you know? Like leaning into what the ego wants within this situation. But I'm seeing it's like you move into a space where you are connecting with what your intuition is telling you. The situation is not what you want. You end up needing to move away from it because it's not going to be fulfilling in the way that you hope for it to. For some of you, this is a third party situation. Not for all of you, just for some of you. And I'm seeing you be in a space where you're like, as much as I wanted this to be, I have to be honest with myself. I have to be real with myself here and move away from it. But I'm seeing you be like, but I don't want to move away from it. If I move away from it, what then? It's like feeling all 5 of Pentacles about it because of how you're kind of like momentarily ensnared energetically in the nostalgia of this whole situation. Of the fantasy of what it can be. You know, this is like, I need to move on, but I'm fearing the change of that. Like, part of me recognizes I'm not going to find what I want here, but I don't want to accept that, so maybe I'll stay for a little bit longer. It's being in a place of resistance, and you would feel that because there's this fear of the change, which you don't really get to control whether or not you feel that fear, but you do get to control like whether you buy into it or not, and whether or not you allow that to affect the choices that you're making. Something may just feel like very, very heavy for you, and so I'm seeing you actually, you're in the process of moving on from something, but I'm seeing you may constantly feel like this takes a lot of energy out of me, and so I need a break. I need to do this, and then I need to pause. Like, I'm seeing a lot of stopping and starting that's happening as you're moving through this. Because it just feels like you're exerting a lot of energy, and you need to come back and rebalance it and, like, regulate yourself. This is, like, feeling so exhausted over, like, the constant motion of what's going on. I'm seeing the Emperor on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so holding on to something has to do with an offer. This is like delayed release energy. Like, I'm not ready yet, I'm not ready yet, I'm not ready yet, I'm gonna hold on to it still. This is like waiting for the right time. Like, when is my intuition gonna give me like the green light to go through with this situation? High Priestess and the 7 of Swords. I have a bad feeling about this. Is it my desires that are guiding me, or is it my intuition? Because I think they're telling me 2 different things here within this situation. For some of you, there's like a group of people or 3 people involved in this situation, or it has to do with you socializing with somebody. But looking into this, I feel more than anything like the most general way that I can describe this energy is who you've been spending time with and who you've been connecting with emotionally. Like, whom have you been entertaining? And being in a space of analysis of, as much as I've been biding my time within this situation, I'm not really going to get what I want here. But it's going to take you being ready to face the truth in order to see that. In order to see that this is a toxic situation. It's a situation that's derived from attachment and needing to make a choice. But this is like something that makes me feel really good momentarily. Me giving that up, you know, it's like that instant gratification. I'm going to give that up. That thing that allows me to feel safe, I'm going to give that up. But the devil is always a ruse of some sort. But this is like, do you want to transcend the attachment within this situation? I'm seeing there be this part of you that's like, I don't know if I'm ready to give it up. I don't know. I have like such a dependency on this, that I have formed such an attachment that my fears are really kicking in now. Like, what am I going to do without this? And the devil will give you all of the excuses you need to stay, right? Like, what if you leave this situation? What if you have no friends? What if you have nobody to support you? Like, stay, stay, stay. I'll give you what you want, I promise. But the thing with the devil is that it like tricks you into staying within a situation, constantly promising you that it's going to deliver what you want, but it actually never materializes. Not in a long-term way anyway. It'll give you what you want in a moment and let you have like a little taste of it to be like, see, I can deliver, but then it's like actually not. And it's just the dependency that's left. Always leaving what you want slightly out of reach. But that's a really... The devil is like your kryptonite within this lifetime. It's always a very difficult thing to break away from. But it's also like when we're so identified with the desire system, like I see the devil more than anything as our distorted attempt to reach the light, but it is a distorted attempt to reach it, and so we never actually do. It's like you took the incorrect transportation to get to where you're trying to go, and so it'll never like deliver you to where you truly want to be. And you need to be in a space of acceptance in order to see that there's another way to actually have what you want and what you're trying to connect with and to reach the light. And this situation isn't going to be it for you, even if it keeps telling you it is. But you know, because you've never concretely seen it. It's like a pretty lie to believe in, you know, within this situation. So Queen of Swords is popping up and your guides are like, put on the glasses, like look at this situation for what it actually is. Time to use your discernment. Queen of Swords is also you being in an energy where you lean on your logic. Like, you can take everything else and put it on the back burner and you're going to put your logic up front. Because Queen of Swords is going to be able to clearly size up a situation. This is you using your discernment as like a filtration process for the situation that you're in. And I'm seeing like with that being said, you're moving into a space where there's something that you're pulling back from and taking a break from. And this is about like reinvesting your energy in yourself and regulating. Because there's something here that's had you quite dysregulated. So this is you being like, I need to be the one to advocate for myself and to actively put myself in this space. Because the situation is not going to help you regulate. You have to make amends. You have to create this situation yourself. This is saying nobody's going to look out for you. You have to do this yourself. This is about you with you and you putting yourself in a situation where you're like, I'm going into this state of rest. Do not disturb because I need time to regulate. This move that you're making, it's going to require discipline, but I'm not seeing anything that you're not capable of doing. It may be the hard thing to do, but you know that this is right for you. With that being said, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for connecting. Saw 1818 on the time. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.